Are you tired of practicing for hours without seeing your IELTS listening score improve? You're not alone. Many students make the same mistakes, like using fake tests. In this video, I reveal the top mistakes holding you back and the solutions that will skyrocket your score. Let me tell you, I've been there too. When I first started preparing for IELTS, I was getting 6.5 or 7 in IELTS listening mock exams. I felt so frustrated and lost, just like you might be feeling right now. But then I discovered the strategies that will definitely help me to get a high score, and at the age of 15, I was able to get 8.5 in IELTS listening. And you can do it too. Let's get started on your listening transformation. Now that you're ready for your listening transformation, let's talk about a hidden saboteur in your IELTS prep. What if I told you the very materials you're using to practice might be holding you back from getting band 9? It's time to uncover the truth about the official versus fake tests.
You might be thinking, wait, what? How can my practice materials might be sabotaging my score?
Well, friends, it's a common issue that many IELTS test takers face without even realizing it. The practice tests that you are using might not be giving an accurate picture of the real exam. Let me explain. Official Cambridge tests are the gold standard when it comes to IELTS preparation. They provide a realistic expectations of what you'll face on test day. But here's the problem. Many students unknowingly use fake tests that don't match the actual exam structure or difficulty level. I've seen this happen time and time again. Students come to me confused about why their practice scores don't match their real test results. The reason? They've been using unreliable materials that gave them a false sense of security. Let's take a closer look at the difference between fake tests and official ones. Fake tests often lack the rigor and the structure of real exams. They might use simpler vocabulary, have slower speech, or focus on easier topics. Or some of those fake tests might actually be the opposite, with so many complex vocabulary, with very fast speech, or focusing on very too complex topics. This can lead to a misleading practice experience. On the other hand, official tests from sources like ITP, British Council, IELTS.org, and Cambridge English give you the real deal. They match the exam's pace, vocabulary level, and even good question types. This means you're truly preparing for what you'll face on test day. Within a few weeks of using official materials, I noticed a significant improvement in my listening skills. The conversations and lectures in my practice tests were much more natural, more realistic, and more like what I eventually heard on test day. Now that you've got the right materials, let's focus on game-changing approach. Did you know that many IELTS students overlook the importance of parts 3 and 4 in the IELTS listening test? These sections are actually your golden ticket to a band 9. Wanna know why? Part 3 of the IELTS listening test are where the real challenge begins. They're designed to test your ability to understand complex conversations and academic lectures. In part 3, you will hear multiple speakers discussing an academic topic. Part 4 features a single speaker delivering a lecture. These sessions are crucial because they separate the good listeners from the great ones. Let's break it down. In part 3, you're dealing with multiple voices, different accents, and academic content. It's like being at a university seminar. To ace this part, you need to train your ear to distinguish between speakers and follow the flow of conversation. One effective strategy is to listen to podcasts with guest discussions. This helps you get used to different voices and accents talking about complex topics. For part 3, imagine you are sitting in a lecture hall at university. You need to grasp main ideas, supporting details, and even implied information from a single speaker. TED Talks are fantastic for practicing these skills. They mimic the structure and language of academic presentations you might actually encounter on test day. But here's the real secret: simulating test conditions during practice. Use headphones and listen to recordings only once. This might sound tough, but it's exactly what you will face on test day. It's like training for a marathon. You need to build your listening stamina to maintain focus for the entire 30 minutes of the test. Now, let's talk about some of the advanced strategies. When you're listening, focus on predicting answers and identifying keywords. This helps you stay ahead of the game and pick out the information you need. For example, if a question asks about the main benefit of something, listen for words like advantage, primary, most important, or these kinds of words. Here's a practical example. Let's say you hear in part 3, the primary advantage of this research method is its cost effectiveness. The question might ask, what is the main benefit of the research method? Discuss it. By focusing on keywords like primary advantage, you can quickly identify the correct answer. Another advanced technique is to practice paraphrasing. The IELTS listening test often uses different wording in the question than what you hear in the audio. Train yourself to identify synonyms and rephrase information. Another tip that so many students actually overlook is neglecting the general knowledge. While the IELTS doesn't test specific subject knowledge, having a broader understanding of some academic topics can give you sort of an edge. Read widely on various topics. It might help you follow complex discussions much more easily. So you've got the knowledge, but something is still holding you back. What if I told you that the difference between a 6.5 and a 9 in IELTS listening often comes down to a simple mental trick? It's a technique that transformed my own IELTS journey, and it might be the missing piece in yours. Let's talk about mindset. Many students focus solely on improving their English skills, but they overlook a crucial element: the power of their own mind. The way you approach the test can make or even break your performance. Think about it. Have you ever felt overwhelmed or anxious during practice tests? That's your mindset at work. And it's time to make it work for you, not against you. I discovered the importance of mindfulness during my own IELTS preparation. At first, I was constantly distracted, worrying about my score and second guessing every answer. But then I learned this simple technique that literally changed everything. Before each practice session, I started taking a few minutes to focus on my breathing. This small act of mindfulness helped me clear my mind and prepared me for more focused listening. What if I told you that mindfulness is just the start? To really boost your score, you need to simulate test conditions during practice. This means using headphones and replicating the environment of the actual test. Why? Because headphones dramatically improve your focus. Remember, it's a listening test, so anything that enhances your ability to hear clearly will improve your score. Your transformation begins today, not tomorrow, not next week. Today, grab those official practice tests, put on your headphones, and dive into IELTS listening. Take a deep breath, clear your mind, and focus on the task at hand. So we talked about the formula for band 9 in IELTS listening, but I've seen so many students who do really well in IELTS listening, but they actually fail in their reading test. So I made a video where I explained it to you the formula for band 9 in IELTS reading, which you can watch here.